Alrighty, Wyatt. Hope you're having a good week, buddy. Just wanted to get this video out to you just to go over the differences in your mechanics versus Jacob deGrom's mechanics, who's a pitcher for the Texas Rangers below. I wanted to kind of compare your mechanics just to talk about some of the things that we talked about last lessons, the importance of our arm, and some things that we're going to continue to work on as we go forward in these lessons. So without further ado, I'm going to play these side by side, and then we're going to take a look at it. So, the biggest thing, and I'll kind of touch on it here in a little bit, but one thing, Wyatt, that I actually really like is you have pretty good mechanics up to, I would say, this point right here. As soon as we get to that point, okay? But you do a really good job with your mechanics, right? I wish I got this video from the stretch, but you actually do a really good job of keeping everything kind of like how deGrom is. Everything, there we go. Everything in line with our body, right? You keep everything right down the middle of our body. You keep all of your weight distribution in the middle of your body. Everything is down the middle, which is really good for us as a pitcher. You do a really good job about that. So that's something that I really like to see. You do also a really good job of breaking here. Very similar to deGrom, where we're here. If you notice, too, we are right in line, which is really good. We are in a good position right here to where whenever we transfer, we're able to extend our leg, similar to how deGrom would be in this situation. But the biggest thing about our mechanics, that's going to be the big thing, is this arm, okay? Take a look at your arm versus deGrom's real quick, okay? So same position here, right? We get to this bare position, and then you get here, and then I just want, again, to take a look at your video real quick. So as you could see, it's a complete stop right here, right? And we throw our elbow all the way down, we push it through, and we stop our body from going forward, right? And if we take a look at Jacob deGrom right now, take a look at deGrom. Whenever he gets to this position, notice how his body keeps going forward and he reaches out and extends, right? But number two, also take a look at his arm, right? You'll notice his elbow is above his shoulder, right? And we get this perfect layback here to where when we go here, it's almost like a whip, right? Versus for us, it's that we're pulling the ball through in a really awkward, really weird way, okay? And there's a lot of reasons that this is bad. Number one, we lose a lot of velocity doing this. Number two, we lose a lot of control doing this. But number three, and the most important thing, why it is this arm angle in particular, and especially what we're trying to do, where we're trying to throw a sidearm, is it really can hurt our arm. And I'll be very honest with you, Wyatt, when I say this, just because a guy in the major leagues who throws sidearm doesn't mean that we should also, right? Sure, we could throw sidearm, but for you, it doesn't make sense for us to throw sidearm. Number one, because it's not the best output for us. But number two, it's also going to hurt us in the long run, right? How I always like to look at, when I talk with young athletes because this is a very common thing also, Wyatt, please don't feel like you're alone in this, because there's a lot of young athletes your age that do very similar things. So it's very typical for your age. But how I always like to stress that to my athletes is, it's worth it to be cool when you're doing really good on the mound and when you're healthy, versus when we're hurt and we're injured because we're not doing proper mechanics. So that's why it's so important for us to utilize this arm properly, right? And I know that it's in you, because when we do the towel drill, when we throw the football, when we're just regular tossing, it's a normal throw. But as soon as we get on the mound, this is where we drop our arm. And that's why I really wanted you to see this video, just so you can understand of what I'm talking about in our lesson, right? So the big things for you with this, because this is kind of where, our big next hurt, or our big hurdle is going to be. And once we get past this, then we're going to be able to kind of progress into obviously reaching out in front, kind of like how deGrom is in the bottom video, right? Finishing over our bottom, or rather our front knee, to where we're able to start working on gaining more velocity, right? We actually have really, really sound mechanics up to this point. The only thing I would say is that we don't want to necessarily lean back, kind of like how you do in this, but more so we want to be like the Grom, where everything's down the middle, right? And he's very, very even. He's very, very balanced all the way through. So the big thing for you, Wyatt, is to continue to working on the towel drill, working to get our arm back up, and we'll continue to work on that during our lessons. Obviously, that's going to be your big hurdle that we'll work through, and it'll probably take a couple lessons to get through, and it may take a little while to get through. But with that being said, I don't want that to deter you from continuing to do your best and to obviously get better. So continue working hard, continue to work to get that arm slot back up to where it typically is. And then we'll see you on the next lesson.